This conference will now be recorded.
Let's share it with Chinmay. After that, whenever it is ready. If he joins in the middle,
Yeah.
we can. So let me quickly go through. Let me share my screen. I started sharing my screen. Let me know if you see my screen.
Yeah, it is visible, sir.
Yeah. So on last Monday or Wednesday or Thursday. Okay. So we have done the master data part of it, right? The sales area, the company code, company sales org, sales area, and then we created a subscription product. After that, we have created a business partner, right? So, and we tested, I mean, using a sample order, we tested that in the data looks fine, at least, on a higher level point of view, it is okay. Okay, so let's start our process. And what is our process? We need to create, this is what we are trying to achieve, right? In the first flow, right? So here we'll see the MA part, master agreement part of it later when we deal with CI. So in the order, let's look at the ordering part. Okay, so whenever the order data can come from either external system or users directly can go into the system and create manually also. Okay, so externally it can come from Salesforce or any other systems. The same data we can create manually also. We can automate or we can manually create. So we need to create a provide order first. Okay, so any order inside, if you look at SOM or any other the one order framework, every order, every data that we create, it has its own header as well as item data, header data as well as item data,
Right.
right?
Sir, just 1 minute.
So,
Just sir, the subscription order is the same as provider order itself.
yes.
Okay.
Actually, there is a cloud-based version of it also. There we call it as subscription. Inside on-premise, we use it as provider order.
Okay. So when you refer to subscription order or you refer to provider order, they both mean the same thing.
Yes, yeah.
Fine, sir. Thank you.
So, as we are discussing, an order, a provider order contains two sections of data. One is header, one is item. Okay, so header is always associated with transaction type. Header is always the header data will always associated with transaction type, and item data is always associated with the item category. Screen. Yeah. Item data is always associated with.
Item category.
Okay. Systems flow or what? Let me refresh. The system seems to be slow. Okay. One second. Somebody changed this one. Okay. So let's set up the order type now. Okay. So I'm going into SPRO. So we need to set up the header data as well as the item data, right? Let me. So any configuration specific to most of the configuration specific to subscription order management go under a node called SPRO. In the SPRO, we have a service. There is a node called service. Okay, in the service node,
Okay.
if you go to the transactions, you have a basic settings. You see, there is a defined transaction types and defined item categories, right? So here we set it up. Okay,
Okay.
right. Now let's set up. Let's look at the transaction type. So for you, I mean, just focus on it. Okay, maybe for Shane, it may look similar. So by default, SAP has given a list of standard transaction types. What are the? I'll show you what are the transaction types given by SAP. So one is PRMA and PRPA, PRPO, PRVC, and you see something. These are all, I mean, specific to depends on the scenario we'll use. Not every time we use everything, but depends on the scenario. Okay. PRMA, PRPO is there, PRVC is there. And for quotation and all, we can use SRVQ. Sorry, SRVP is there. There is one more SRVQ. These are all
Order
standard ones.
quotation.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
quotations for quotations and all. Okay. So our main intention is to create a subscription order, right? So I'll use this. We'll use this PRVO, which says subscription order. Okay, we'll take the reference of it and we'll create a. We need to customize, right? So we have to enable. We have to customize the solution using the standard ones only. Okay, so
Okay.
let's go and create one. I'll copy any of the existing ones and we can start using that. So if you look at, I'll keep it as 14. Our order type is 14. This is our order type. I'm just creating. I'll show you.
Yeah.
So subscription order 14. So any order. This is a transaction type GS14 that we are trying to create for our subscription order or provide order. And here the leading transaction category is 265. For order it is 265 and contract it is 266. So based on this,
Okay.
this will determine, this will tell us, okay, whether it is an order or contract or quotation. The transaction category tells us, okay. And the data that that is associated with header, you can see here: text procedure, partner determination, status profile, partner functions, date profile, action profile. These are all a few different s- s- objects that we associate with header. Okay, here these are standard. I'm not using on the, this is on the header. Okay, so nothing is customized here. Okay, why we are not customizing, why we are only going with the standard, I'll tell you. So nothing is customized on the header. Okay, and also this, you see the number range, internal number range that you add. You can have a different number range, and every line item that we add, it starts from 10, incremental of 10. Okay, this we'll see. Now I just copied. This everything is standard. I did not customize anything around transaction category. Okay, there is a reason for it. I will tell you. Now it's the data. This is general data, and next step is when you are creating a transaction type. This is first step. Okay, first you need to create your transaction type, add your associated all procedures, and next is you need to assign a business transaction. Okay, business transaction category. Here I want to use it in subscription order. 265 is mandatory, and sales specific things are comes under 115. Its subscription is also kind of a sale, but is on top of the sales. That's the reason you have two here. Okay, under sales, go to customizing header. You see there is a document pricing procedure, right? So this is important. I mean, document pricing procedure, you can assign anything. Okay, right now we are creating a transaction type. There is a purpose built for this at later point of time. So right now we assign S5. You can assign any of it. It's up to us. S5 is assigned here. Okay, remember that one. And let's go to our BP ones. Let's see. So what is our BP we created on the day? 182, right? Let's open this one.
Okay.
Go to FLCU00, not FLCU00. FLCU01. How many are maintained for this? Only three. Okay, only three we maintained. Right? Okay. Go to sales and distribution data. See, in FLC01 role, we assigned something called customer pricing procedure as 1. Right? This is at the BP level. So
Okay.
you remember this one. This is also play a key role. Okay, in the future. Okay. Now let's go back to our business. So we are trying to create a transaction type. So transaction type is created. Next is what we need to have a item category, right? So let's see first whether we can see this transaction type in the Fury or not. Okay, I'll go to Fury. The same password is not working.
Ideally, it should be the same password for Fury also.
Yeah, I'm using the same password. You can launch Fury directly also. So it doesn't matter. For each. Okay, I think I'm entering a wrong user ID and it is NS4 BRM3. Yeah, I'm entering a wrong username. Okay, I'm logging into Fury now. So to open any subscription order specific applications, we'll go to subscription order management. Go to subscription order management. Correct. And in this manage subscription order is our obligation. Okay. Click on it. So ideally, what we are trying to do when we are trying to create an application, we click on create new. This is only to search. You can search for the already created orders. You can use this
Okay.
search menu right here. You can use the product. You can search by either product. You can filter. You can search by your transaction ID, process type, sold to party. So a lot of other data also you can use. Posting period. Okay, I'll say only the last week, first week. So this is a search application. Okay, manage subscription orders. Here, what you can do, you can create also. You can open any of the existing orders, or you can create a new also. To create any new subscription order, click on create new. Okay, click on create new. So we created our what is our transaction type?
ZS14.
We created 14.
ZS14. Yes, yes.
JS14, right?
ZS14,
So if you
correct.
look at, let's say JS14 is available. Okay. So it says not found. We created, but still it says not found because there is another associated setting. We need to do that. So far what we have done in the service transactions, we have defined a transaction type, right? So similarly, again, go to transactions instead of basic settings. There is one more something called you see settings for subscription transactions. Go to that node, click on it, define settings for transaction types. Okay, click on it. Here, so what is our transaction type? ZS14, right?
ZS14.
ZS14 is not here. So we need to add ZS14 to this list. Okay, now I'll do, so I'll add our entry, ZS14.
It never comes automatically, yes, sir.
No, it won't. So these, I mean, we are setting up subscription, the SAP BRIM, right? So everything that we do, that I'm showing, everything, we have to do it if you want to set up subscription order management or any other BRIM. Okay, so it never comes automatically. You have to set it up. Okay, so ZS14 is something I added. Okay, and why this setting is required? Because this enables your, I mean, this enables our application to be created from subscription order management and the theory. Until this you do, you can't see a transaction type ZS14. Okay, so it has something called target transaction type. What is this target transaction type? Still we are not there yet. If you look at our flow, so once we have a provider order, next is what? Next object that we are going to create is what? Provider contract. Right? So from order we create a contract. Okay, that is your target. So that is not there yet. So we haven't defined it. We'll come to this. Right now I'm just using the existing ones. Let's say this one. Let's go and refresh our screen. Again, click on create new. What is our transaction type? ZS14, right?
Yes,
ZS14.
ZS14.
See, it's appearing here. Okay. Now click on create. So this is our subscription order 14 which we created. So it's a skeleton. It has given us. Okay. So it has. This is all header data, and the data that you see at the item are specific to item data. Okay. These are all defined by your transaction type, and the item level are defined by your item category. So what is our sold to? 182 ending with 182 is our sold to.
Correct.
Let's enter that sold to. Okay, so BP14, it took it. And what is our product? Every time you do, you're always, your transaction starts from BP entering. Okay, entering a BP sold to. Okay, now let's take our product, enter the product. So this is our product, right? We entered 800057. The data that you see, if you click on it, right, it should supposed to go inside. Why it is not going? Why it is not going inside? If you look at the errors, there is no item
Category is
category
not
defined,
defined. Correct.
right? So our next step is what? We'll go and define an item category. Okay, go inside. Again, go back. Now again, we'll go into the basic settings of the transactions. Okay, in the service transactions basic settings, define item category. Okay, is it Shane talking or Sub?
No,
Shane,
not
right?
Shane, sir. No. I did not speak, sir.
No. I mean, you gave me. I mean, no, not speaking. I mean, somebody was telling me, right? Is it Shane?
Yeah, I had spoken earlier.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
an
good.
item category
Yeah,
is not defined करके.
correct. Yeah. So,
Karthik, so one doubt. So when we created the transaction type, right, you only had transaction category as sales and subscription, right? So those are standard, right? Apart from that, we don't have anything. Or
category is
the
always
trans-
standard. Category is always standard, and you have to select 266, the one which we have used, right?
No, sir.
okay,
He's talking about a
It's
transaction category, sir. Second
transaction category. When we created the
category.
transaction type, right? After that, we went. So you mentioned that only two standard are there, right? 265 and 155.
where you
Only
selected and
those
then
two.
went to enter the document type, na?
Right.
There.
Only those two. Only those two. Yes.
So even in
Okay.
our live projects also, we have to only use the same ones always, or we can make a new one. Any significance of that, sir? Basically.
No, this will gives you the behavior of the transaction, right? Where you are going to use your this transaction type. If you go to quotation, right? If you go to quotation, you can't see this transaction type. When you are creating a quotation, you can't see
Okay.
the transaction type. So it defines your behavior. And also, if you go right, where is GS14, right? Let's go inside GS14.
Because whether it is a order or whether it is a quotation, we are defining initially itself on the categories where when we enter that basic settings transactions. And in addition to that, we're again giving a transaction category also afterwards, to which we assign the document category.
Functionality. See,
Yes,
every transaction category, it defines some certain functionality. If you look at inside, see, this is on the screen we are selecting, right? Behind the scene, something is happening using ABAP or the programming that SAP uses, right? So
okay,
behind the scenes, lot of the functionality depends on this business transaction category. Okay, for an example, right? If you look at your sales, you assign some document pricing procedure. Okay, unless you have this sales assigned to this transaction type, you cannot have this document pricing procedure. And with this, there is a dependency of pricing procedure. Okay, on your
correct,
order
correct,
cannot be
correct.
determined. So functionality is dependent on your the transaction category, right? It defines certain functionality in your transactions. you have to select. I mean, if you want to use this transaction type inside subscription order management, you have to enable this. 265 is mandatory. 115 is mandatory because you want to determine prices also.
Okay, so the functionalities of the
It's,
transaction are basically coming from here.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
So your
But
sales is
but
already existing one. Subscription is something new, right? So they added. We need to, if you are enabling this transaction type for a subscription order, you need to enable. You have to select these two. These are standard, and you cannot change it.
okay. But for multiple transaction categories, there will always be only one document pricing procedure. That is how it will be, right?
Why? Why? No, not required, not necessary. For this GS14, I'm assigning S5. Okay, if I'm creating another transaction
Oh,
type,
okay,
this can
okay.
be different. I can choose.
ZS14 level. Okay, fine, fine. It is a
Yeah,
ZS14 level. Okay, fine, fine.
yeah. Everything is our transaction type only.
Okay, okay. Now it is clear.
Everything is our transaction. Yeah, right. So this is specific to GS14. Now let's go into what do we need now? We need an item category, right? Let's click on item category. So go into
One
define
more
item
doubt,
category.
Karthik sir.
Yes,
Yeah, so you
yes.
mentioned that for quotation, these two transaction category won't be visible, right? Then why we have, when you mentioned earlier, right, why we have the standard transaction type for quotation? Means,
No. The functionality inside when you are, let's say for subscription specific, there is a certain associated functionality, right? So that is something comes from inside. I mean, GS14. How does system know that it's specific to order or quotation or contract? It's based on the your category business, the category that you assign to it, right? Where you want to use that. So the functionality, certain functionalities associated. If you look at the sales, right? Sales is bringing something. Even though it is a. If you look at, okay, let me go back. Who is that asking?
sure.
Sure. Where, where are we? Let me go back and come in. If you go into GS14, right? Let's go into GS14. So GS14, by looking at GS14, we can say that it is specific to. If you look at this transaction category 2625, it tells us, okay, 265 is for subscription orders. Okay, why we are adding this sales and subscription again? Because this document pricing procedure is some additional functionality that is bringing in, okay, along with the transaction category that you have selected, right? This document pricing procedure is something, one of the feature, and there are other features associated with it, okay, for subscription that are brought in using this transaction category, okay, as a matter of business transaction categories. Clear?
No, this is understood. But when you mentioned like for the quotation, right? For quotation also you have a different transaction type, right? And when we go for quotation, we don't allocate any your transaction category to it, right?
It has its own.
Okay, it has its own. And then when we create the product order, right? Then we utilize, means when exactly we use the quotation transaction type when we create the product. Means what scenario
No,
do we
no, no,
utilize?
no, no, no. Don't get confused with the quotation and everything. I mean, maybe uh, let's say it can be either master agreement, and then again we have something called code, and from there we create a provider order. Okay, so don't get confused with the code and product that we are creating. Okay, so from quotation we create an order or contract. We can create a contract. From master agreement we can create an order or contract. Okay, so this is how the flow actually. Okay, so quotation
It's
is
similar to
different.
FP, right? We have quotation, and then from quotation we create your sales order, right? So similar way.
Quotation to sales order, yes, but quotation and sales order both are different, right? And it has different transaction categories associated with it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so for subscriptions, two things you need to add. One is sales, one is subscription order. For similarly, for quotation, you have different things. If you look at, let's go and see. So if you go to standard, right, always you can refer back to standard. Okay, if you have if you need any clarification, you just go to standard and look for it. That's the reason I'm giving you the standard ones also. Okay? If you relation quotation and go to assignment of business transactions categories. See how many are here. So this has 260 and because it is going to create certain specific data again gets transferred to subscription order, right? You can add, I mean, if you want to enable any functionality, you can add those transaction categories. For now, it has sales, it has 116 service because it supports service also. Sales also, sales audit support, service audit supports. It's a business activity which comes in your service confirmations and it supports that. It supports subscription specific data, subscription specific products also. So basically, what is a quotation? So quote generally what happens is, let's say your client has or the company that is implementing BRM, they have sales items, sales items, service items. Excuse me, yes. Yeah. Hi. So, what is a quotation? Quotation, it supports sales items, which generates sales order. Service items, it also supports service items, which generates a service contracts or service orders. And it also supports subscription items. Okay. So, which generates a subscription order contract. Okay. So quotation, it's a widely used functionality. I mean, so it has a flexibility which supports different kind of products. Whereas provider order we generally use only for subscription specific materials. That's the reason. So if you look at quotation, right, it has different type of transaction categories associated with it. You have to, I mean, if you want to create a quotation, you have to use these transaction categories, because there is a dependent functionality internally when we create a quotation that gets triggered. Okay.
Okay.
Shane.
Yeah, clear for me, sir.
Okay. Now let's go and create an item category. So item category is what? Item category, the data associated at the item level. Okay, so the data associated at the item level is controlled through item category. Like, the data associated at the header level is controlled through transaction type. Similarly, item category controls the data associated at the item category. Okay, so PROP, PROF, PROR, PRPO, PRQP, and these are few of the standard PRCP, PRCR. So these are PRMP also, PRMP. So these are the few of the item categories given by SAP standard. We deal with, we'll use this one. We'll use, you can always refer to the ones. If you have any doubt, you can refer to the standard ones. Okay. We'll use PROP for our purpose. Okay. Now if you look at the object type of it is what? 155. Okay. Now let's go and create our own item category. Let me go and create copy. I'll make it as I'll make a copy from the existing one. So these are all standard already copied. So 14 is our item category. Here, if you look at the data, right? If you look at GS14, the profiles, if you look at text determination, partner determination, I'm using a custom date profile and custom action profile. You can customize. I mean, the data that we customize in subscription order management, or when you're creating a subscription order, right? We only have the customized data at the item level, not at the header level. There is a reason for it. Right now, I just assigned a date profile and action profile. I created one thing. Okay, I'll just use it. I'm not going to. We'll come to this one again. Okay, what are the things that we customized when we create an order? We'll come to this. Okay, let's save this one. I just copied. There is some customization around it. We haven't done that yet. We'll come to. First, let's create a custom item category. GS14 is assigned. Okay. Now we know we have an item category. Let's go there. So we have a header GS14, and our item category is also what GS14, I guess, right? It's also GS14.
Yes, yes.
I use the
Yes.
same name.
Yes, yes, same name. Yes, 14.
We have created item category and header. These are independent, right? I mean, we haven't linked these yet, right? These two are independent now. We didn't tell the system that, hey, I'm this item category, because I have 100,000. Okay, let's say I have hundreds of item categories already defined. So which one is mine? How the system is knowing that, how the system knows that there is no item category associated, not determined. How does system knows that? Because we need to link these two. So that is be done through item category determination. So the item category determination is used to link the header and item. So our header transaction type GS14 is link transaction type is linked to item category using item category determination. Okay. So how do we link it? Let's go to the configuration again. So here in this configuration, go back. You see there is something called define item category determination. Click on it. Okay, here for our transaction type, we need to link our item category. So what is our transaction type? We'll copy here.
ZS14.
ZS14, right?
Yes.
Go and HMI.
Hey Karthik, sorry, my alarm didn't go through, so didn't realize it.
That's okay, no problem. We are just looking at this thing. Okay, we say on the day we plan to create an order and item, right? We
The
plan to
provider
create a
order.
provider.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are dealing with header and item. So these are the two objects. Any order, I mean, the provider order contains header and item. We created for header, we created a transaction type, and for item, we created a item category.
Sure.
Okay, now header and item category we have created, and we are linking using item category definition. Okay, here if you look at right, so what is our transaction type? GS14 and item category group.
Mm-hmm.
You remember where did we maintain this?
And the material master.
Material master.
In the material master, right? So now the entry that we have in the material master, we are using it. Item category group is used to determine the item category whenever we are using that material in GS14. We are using that material in GS14, and that material item category group is BRP. And I'm instructing the system that this should be my item category.
So this transaction is
Right?
different than the SD one, right? This node, I mean.
It's similar only.
Yeah.
Node is different. I'll show you
Okay.
the node. So for the node, you have to go to, for all subscription order management, the node that you use is service. So it's a service node. For SD, we have SD right here.
Yes.
This is a service
Okay.
node. So inside the service, we'll use. We are now dealing with
Basic settings.
transactions. In the
Okay.
transaction basic settings, I define transaction type, item category. I'm doing a determination. Okay, so PRRP is something we use, right? I mean, if you look at this item category group, click on it. You can create your own. Okay, I can say ABCD. Okay, so these are all just entries until you find until you associate some usage to it. Okay, you can, for your purpose, if you want to use a different one, you can use different one also. I use the standard one PRRP, but you can use your own also. But the determination, you need to make sure that the correct item category gets determined when you do the determination. Right.
Was there
So
also
what?
a higher level item category there in that case?
Yeah, I assigned. Yes. Higher level is also there. I assigned two. I think. Let me
You
see.
assigned both for both ZS14 itself.
For ZS14, yes, I used both same.
Okay.
So higher level also I used one second. I copied two entries, right?
Yeah. You
Let's go to
copied ZS14 also to higher level.
Two settings I have done. Okay, let's go and see GS14.
ZS12 and 14, I think both you have done to ZS14.
14 is something we created. I just used it as a copy. For 14, I created two. So one is let's say in case of bundles, what happens? Your main item category is GS14, and your sub item is also GS14. You can have a different one, or you can have a same also. it's up to the requirement. We'll have a different one, or we can use the same also.
Okay. So this main atom category, does it behave the same way as how we have a higher level atom category, or it behaves separately in that case?
Yes.
Same
Same.
way. Okay, fine,
So
sir. Fine, fine.
what happens is there is a flag for bundle explosion. If you look at your item category, right, there is something called bundle explosion. Okay, for generally for main, the parent ones will keep that flag open, but for the child ones we don't open. For the child ones we kept it as not exploded. If you look at our item category, right,
Okay.
this bundle explosion. So if you are working with a bundle, you should this should be checked so that your bundle get exploded. If it is a soft bundle, if it's a hard bundle, you don't require to explode your components. But this bundle
Like
flag is not
Mhm.
required for components, child components.
Okay, just like the bill of material.
Yes, bomb. Yeah,
Yes.
your bomb or bundle, same interchangeably used words here.
Okay, sir. Fine.
And the pricing of
Yes.
that bomb is either at the header level or at the pricing item level, right? So that mhm,
Characteristics that you how you define, right? Basically, how your price gets determined based on the characteristics that you use at the yeah, product level, right? So each product you can either you define, you determine your component prices first, and then the combination, the addition of the components will go into the header level. That's how you do, right?
right.
Yeah, but
So
item
one more
category
question.
level, yes.
Yes, go ahead, sir. You go ahead. I'll call this later.
No. I was saying the prices will flow from top bottom to top. At the header, you display the component prices combined. But the at the item category, the details that we display, right? These are specific to the data that we show. The data might change for components and header, but the structure remains same. The kind of data that we enter remains same.
Okay.
Yeah. What was the question? Somebody was asking.
Yeah. So my question was that now, like how we have in SD, right? Like intercompany related billing, which you define at the item category level, or you have got something like different kinds of billing processes for the line item. Okay, or maybe delivery related billing or order related billing. So do we have those similar classifications also in item category for BRIM, or is it one common for all?
I'll show you. We'll see that. We'll come to that.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
fine. If it
Now
is coming at a later flow, we'll see at that
yeah,
time, sir. No problem.
you'll understand. You'll understand when we integrate,
Okay, fine.
when we go down, right? Right now, we are just trying to set up the foundation for it, right? So stick to that for some time. Then
No problem, sir.
we'll come to that. Let's work on this flow. You'll see one by one gets one by one comes into picture.
No problem,
When
sir.
we how billing comes into picture, how the billing and invoicing, how we are integrating this thing will come. Okay, now let's Similar to the definition that we have done, right? We have to do for transaction type, we have done one setting. So similar to that, we do the setting for item category also. So what is that setting? Go to again subscription transactions. So we have done this setting, right? Similar to that, let's go and do it for item category also. Define setting for item category. So these are some things, whether if you want to enable quantity, just an example. If you look at an example, right? So enable quantity, if it is unchecked, that means you cannot change the quantity. We'll see that. Okay, let's see one example of it. Let's copy our GS14. I'm copying GS14. I'll say enable quantity is disabled. Okay, I'll uncheck this one. Let's see how it behaves. Now let's go back and refresh our query screen. You can't create one again. Okay, so this is our order screen. Let's click on create new. Select the transaction type. For what is our transaction type we created? GS14. Select this one. 182 is our product. Click on enter. And sales ARC data. Let's see the ARC data.
So we
So
had to extend
14.
it to the org data as well, document type,
Not required. Not required. It
transaction type.
depends upon. We already extended our BP, right? So BP determines your ARC data where you are selling. So the ARC data is at the BP. It comes from BP. We already extended that, right?
Okay.
So product we
Transaction
have to.
type doesn't necessarily has to be assigned with sales area then.
Not required. Not required.
Okay.
It comes from your BP. It
Sure.
is all from your BP only. Okay, let's enter the product now. Click on enter. It says pricing procedure is not determined, but the item category is determined, because if you click on enter this one, right? Okay, we should be able to get into the item level data. So these are all data associated with your item category. It's all available at the head item level. So similarly, one header data, you can have multiple item data. Let's say I can enter one more item. Let's say I have created one more item. I can enter one more item product. So similarly, on the item level, you can have n number of products. Okay, we can create n number of products. Let's save this one. I created a transaction. This transaction ID is generated using the number range that we associated, right? So the transaction ID is coming from that. So there is something is missing, which says as a contract account, there are different errors. Okay, let's go and see this pricing procedure first. Okay, and then we'll go into the. There are few other things we have to do. We'll correct the errors one by one. What is the next thing we need to do? A pricing procedure could not be determined. Okay, for this price, for this product, how do we see a pricing procedure and prices? Just enter into the item, go to a details, price details section, assignment block. Here in this price details, you see there is no results found. That means nothing, no prices entered so far or determined for this. Okay, how do we enable prices for this product? So the next thing is, let's enable a price for this product, right? So price determination, pricing procedure. So in how a pricing procedure determined, what are the different things? Okay, so pricing procedure it contains list of things. Okay, so one is condition records, second one is the access sequence, and 3 is the tables, 4 is data. Okay, these are the list of things that we need to do. So pricing procedure, it contains list of condition types. Procedure is a combination of different condition types. Okay, every procedure will have some number of condition types. Condition type, again, linked to an access sequence. Access sequence is linked to a tables. The tables contains the fields. Against fields we maintain data. Against fields we maintain data. So this is how in general a pricing procedure is defined. Okay, now how this pricing procedure is determined, there are few things. One is your sales arc
Sales area,
plus
customer.
distribution channel plus division plus your customer pricing procedure plus your document pricing procedure. Okay, so where is this customer pricing procedure and the BP we maintain, right?
Yeah, we maintain as one.
BP we maintain as one, right? And
Yes.
for document also we maintain. For document also we maintain something. So this is at the transaction
S5.
type we maintain, right?
S5. Yes.
S5 and 1. We maintain this as 1 and this as S5.
Yes.
And we know our sales are, this is our sales are, we know, distribution channel. This is S4 14, 14, 14, right? So for this combination, we assign a pricing procedure. Okay, let's go and do that. Okay, so let's go. So where do we do the pricing procedure configuration? For that, we'll go to SD. Sales and distribution. If you look at sales and distribution, here, go to the basic functions, pricing, in a pricing control, define and assign pricing procedures. Click on it and set pricing procedure determination. So what is our combination?
SO14.
Do we have anything?
SO14, no? It will be in
S414,
S. It will be.
right? S4.
Yeah.
So S4 10, 12, nothing is there. Okay, let me create that. Let's copy. So what is our combination? S4 14, sales are 14, distribution channel 14, and division 14. This is my sales area data. That's the reason we created
Yes.
sales area. And my document pricing procedure on the transaction type I entered
S5.
S5.
S5. 1.
And then on the BP that I'm using, I entered 1. So for this combination, I'm assigning a pricing procedure. Okay, this is a custom pricing procedure. We'll see what is that. What is there in the pricing. So some pricing procedure is there. I'm assigning it at the moment. Okay, let's say this one. Okay, I assign my combination. Now let's go and see that pricing procedure. Okay, so the some G pricing procedure is there. Let's go and see. Okay, so this is the pricing procedure I assign. Okay, so what did we discuss now? So pricing procedure is what? It contains list of condition types, right? So what is a condition type? We'll see. So if you click on this one and click on the control data. So this is not a BRM concept. It's a standard pricing procedure concept everywhere we use. It's not only specific to BRM. We use one condition record, but it's a same as regular concepts only. Okay. So kind of pricing procedure is a set of condition types. Okay. So condition types, we maintain data against these condition types. Okay. So for this, here you see different things are there, right? Price gross. These are all not required anyway. I'll only go with few simple thing. 01 not required. Discount from net. Anyway, discount we don't. Let's remove the variant price. We'll come to this again. Okay. So I have few condition types I'm using in my as part of my pricing procedure. I'm using 4 different condition types. Condition type will hold the value of the price that you use. I mean, let's go back now. Let's go and see this PSMB. Okay, this is where we maintain our data. So condition types, go back and see what is the condition type PSMB. And if you go to define condition types, check settings for condition type, command D, enter. PSMB is something I'm using. Select this one. This is my condition type I used, one of the condition type, right? Let's click on it. So every condition type, we can say there is something called an access sequence. That is our flow, right? So we have a condition type. From there is an access sequence. From access sequence, we have tables and fields. Okay, so this is your access sequence associated with condition type. And it says, this is a recurring. Calculation type is monthly price. It's a recurring price that we are going to use. And it says it's an item condition, whether we can delete or not, what is it, if there is an amount or percentage kind of a thing. These are all standard. We are not going to change, and you can also enter manually also. Manual entry has a priority. If you enter manually, manual entry will take preceding on top of the automatic determination. And let's go into that again. So PSMB, what is the access sequence? Access sequence is also same PSMB. So go back and look for the access sequence PSMB. So look for PSMB. This is your access sequence. Access sequence contains a list of tables, combination of tables. These are different tables you have. So each table contains list of fields, which gives us, to enter a record. For that, if you want to enter any data, let's say for a given material, if you want to enter data, right? So this is the access sequence that you need to select and enter the required data. So our transaction, the pricing procedure that we assigned contains one of the condition type that we have made. PSMB is one of the condition type. How do we maintain the data? We have assigned a combination. For our given combination, we assign the pricing procedure and everything, right? But we didn't maintain the data, the price for it. How do we maintain a data? There's a T code called VK11. Enter VK11 and PSMB is a condition type. We are maintaining the data for the condition type. Click on enter. So it gives us a list of where are these coming from?
So our access sequence, right? The
These are access sequence. Yeah.
access is which is an access sequence.
Yeah, in the access sequence, different accesses or different tables that we have defined in the access sequence. So for a material, I'm entering the data. So what is our sales organization?
SO14.
SO14.
SO14 and 14.
Distribution channel is 14. So
Yes.
for this combination,
83057 material.
80057.
357.
Right, this is our material. For this, I'll enter a price. Let's say 500. Okay. Click on enter. The price is USD because at the sales arc level it is USD, and it is valid from 12/5, or you can say if you want to just put a precedent, you can do that until 9999. It is valid. So it's a recurring price. Let's go back and see again. Okay, let's create one more transaction type, or you can use the same one also. For some time we'll create our own, okay, multiple times. After that we'll just copy paste. So I'll say again, click on create new, select the transaction type, enter the sold to, click on enter, and enter the product again. Eight 0057. Right? See? So price is determined, right? 500 is something we maintain. Let's go into the item data, go to price details. See my monthly subscription fee 500, it's determined. Okay, so this is a standard condition type. If you want to use it for recurring, you use PSMB. Okay, that's a recurring condition type given by SAP. Standard it is. Okay, you can use anywhere. And 500 is something that we are going to charge to the customer. That is determined. Your price details are determined. Now, there are few other things. If you look at your go-to header, at the value recurring, you see 500. It's a recurring. Okay. How do we maintain a price for one time then? If you want to enable this product as one time, how do we maintain? Let's go and do that. Okay. So go to again your pricing procedure. Uh, define and assign pricing procedures. Go to set pricing procedure. The one we created is this one. Let's see what are the other condition types. Okay.
Another entry dial. Enter. Change
It is
view
set.
procedures. View window.
Sorry, something is clicked on. How do we disable this?
Narrator settings window. Exiting narrator.
Good. Yeah, sorry. So if you look at your pricing procedure, this one we have selected PSMA. Let's maintain a price for PR00 and see what happens. Because there is a condition type PR00. Let's maintain a price for it. How do we maintain a price? Week 11. And I want to maintain a price for PR00. Again with the material. For material I'm maintaining S for 1414 80057. Enter. I'll say the amount is $300. Okay. And it is valid from 12 again. Save this one. So PR00 also I maintain. Let's go and refresh the screen again. Go to GS14 again. GS14. And enter this whole to product. Enter the product. Okay, it took the recurring price. Let's go inside of it. Go to price details. See, this is a $300, which is a price we maintain for condition type. Okay, let's see how to see the condition type. I'll say this element, I'll say 5%. Display. Save. So PR00 and PSMB. So PR00 it's it determined, but PSMB took over the precedence and it took the prices of it. Okay, and the PR right now the active price is 500, and if you go up a little bit, you see, and the recurring you see 500. Okay, so if you just remove the 500 because you want to see it as a one time, remove the 500. Your price is active now. PR0 is active, and go back, go to the top. Now which one is active now? It's recurring or one time?
One time is active.
Yeah, it is one time now. It's not recurring, it is one time. So your condition type controls how do we whether the price that the condition type price that you have entered on the product, whether it's a recurring product or a one time product. Your condition type
So
controls that.
so then how does the where in the condition type do we maintain that whether it is one time or recurring?
We showed you right in the if you
No,
look
the
at it.
condition class was prices, and we saw it in different conditions. We saw that.
So these are standard, and if you see this condition type is a monthly, quarterly, monthly price. This is a
Oh,
monthly price.
that is gives you the recurring thing.
Ah,
Okay,
and
okay, okay, okay.
if you want to copy, you can copy the same thing and maintain the same settings as a different condition type.
Correct,
Customize
correct,
also you
correct.
can, but this is a reference. I mean, how you control your prices are given by these things. That's the reason I'm giving you the standard references. You can copy, you can
Fine, fine,
customize around it. Okay.
fine.
Now let's go back and say this one. Price is determined now. 300 as a one time. Something is happening. So there is one more error. What is it? Assign a contract account. So contract account is also missing. So where do we see the contract account for this product?
The transaction is there na, for contract.
So go
Like,
to line items again. So your item at the line item level, you see something called contract account number, right?
yes.
So it is every line item will have a contract account number, right? We have to assign a contract account number for every line item that we enter. Okay, but do we have a contract account created so far?
No, we don't have one.
No, we don't, right? So let's go and create a contract account. So to create a contract account, what is the T code? Go to CAA1, and always your contract account is associated with your business partner. Okay, so saying for a single business partner, you can have multiple contract accounts created. Okay, so for a given contract account, you'll have different contract accounts. You can create a different contract accounts. Now let's create a contract account for this BP. So to create a contract account, if there is something called contract account category is required. It tells us whether it's a collective or individual. Only two types. Rest all the everything that you see are all created by the people who are working on this practicing. Okay, you'll have only two types. Either it can be collective or it can be either individual. Okay, I'll say I'll go with C1. We'll see what is this contract account. We'll have more functionality in CI. Okay, but it is required for us. We cannot go forward until we have a contract account. Let's create a contract account. So certain data is required. Let's enter the contract account name. So this is CA14. I'll say 14 and enter tolerance group. Anyone knows tolerance group? What is it? Clearing category. We don't use anyway. These are all FICA. So tolerance group. I'll give you a small example. Okay. So your bill is let's say you have used a service and your bill is $1,000. Okay. So you paid only 999, but still system takes that payment and says that nothing is due from your side. Okay, how your bill is 1000 but still the system is accepting 999? How is that? How the system is accepting? Because there is a tolerance group. I mean, let's say if the bill is $100,000, okay, so customer is paying $1 less, you accept or you reject it? Just an example, okay. So if your customer bill is $100,000 and customer is paying $1 less, that's a negligible amount, right? I mean, so that is controlled through your tolerance group. Tolerance group, the contract account, if he is going to pay an amount of instead of 100,000 is paying $1 less, 99,999 something is paying. We'll say that okay, customer paid the amount and everything is clear from customer side. So the tolerance group tells us how much is the percentage of amounts. We can that will be an that system can accept and say that customer is clear. So these are all the different terminologies that we see in FICA. Clearing category, how a customer clears the payments when a customer is making a payment, and account determination ID we'll see. This will come to no. This is required. We'll see when we go into CI. This will tell us, how this will determine the GL accounts, account determination ID. This is one of the key terminology, account determination ID, to identify GL accounts when we are billing and invoicing here. Payment terms tells us, the due date when the customer is going to pay. You want to pay him immediately, you say it is 001, which tells us it is an immediate payment. Okay, again, in the payments and taxes. So these are all, I mean, if you look at your contract account, 4 different sections: general data, payment data, dunning, and invoicing, conversion invoicing. Okay, this data we need to maintain. Okay, now we are in the next page. It says company code group. So did we have a company code? What is our company code?
CD14, right?
CD14 is our company code.
Yeah, CD14.
But do you see that here? It's not there. Okay, so first we need to define a company code group and a standard company code. Okay, how do we do that? Again, let's go into SPRO. So I'm just telling you the sequence, okay, list of things that we do in a sequence. Okay, so if you're not understanding, just let me know. In the here, let's go into financial accounting, contract accounts receivable and stuff, and contract accounts receivables and payables. Go to organizational units, company code groups, and assign company codes. Okay, so what is a company code group? So it's again an FI terminology. So what is a company code group? So sometimes what happens, a company can operate in different let's say if you look at Adani Enterprises, right? So Adani Enterprises is a company. It has different company codes, like Adani Ports is there, and different companies are there, right, for Adani. Even for Reliance also, I mean, Reliance retail is there, the Fresh is there, Geo is there. Different company codes are there for a single company, right? So company code group is it groups all different companies associated for a company. Company code group, it groups all the company codes specific to a company. Okay, so we have only one company code, but still it requires a group to configure. Okay, so it's the same company code. Company code, we'll use only one company code. Let's go and create a company code group. So first thing is we will define a company code group, CD14, right? So let's create a CD14. CD14, and my company code is CD14. I'll mention it as CD14. Save this one. Default company code also I maintain. Now I'll assign my company code to company code group. For CD14. CD14. Let's create a one entry. My company code group is CD14, and I'll assign my company code to this. Okay, I did assignment and have done the assignment. So there is one more purpose also. Let's say if you are doing an intercompany settlement, okay. So sometimes what happens is there is a requirement for intercompany settlements. So to achieve intercompany settlement, the company codes must be under same company code group. Otherwise, you cannot achieve that. So that's one of the other scenario where this is used. Now let's see the company codes for contract accounts, receivables and payables. Is it assigned already? Yesterday I think we have done it. CD14, right? This is already done. Now let's go into CAA1 again. Okay, where are we now? We are at we're trying to create a company code group, right? So let's go and see company code group. CD14 is coming up here. Yeah, it is, and our company code is CD14. Okay, now dunning and correspondence. What is a dunning and correspondence?
Send reminders, right, to the company for
Yeah,
payments.
yes. Let's say you're using a service. Simple example is your mobile service, okay, and company keeps sending some notifications, right? Hey, your amount is due before. I mean, it's a kind of a reminder before your due date. And after that, also sometimes if we are using a postpaid, they'll say that for some days they'll send you notices, kind of thing. Hey, I mean, your amount is already past due. Please make the payment. And they wait until for some times and they'll disconnect the service, right? So these are different levels. Okay, so dunning procedure gives us flexible mechanism to send reminders as well as to charge the customer with some interest amounts also. I mean, dunning also comes with some interest payments also. Okay, so the dunning procedure is basically used for that purposes, correspondence, and as well as some interest calculations also comes into picture. So for that, these are all FICA. So for that we use a dunning procedure, but we need to maintain that on the contract account. So that is something you need to know. So the next tab is convergent charging. There is an invoicing category which we are going to use during our invoicing process. Okay, GIC, this invoicing category controls a lot of things in CI, convergent invoicing. We'll see that. Okay, for now I just maintained it. Account holder list. Okay, let me maintain that. Go to general data, account holder. Whether it is an account or not. These are all only one thing, okay, whether it is account holder, yes or no. That's it. Everything is, this people have created it. It says yes or no. That's it. Whether it's an account or not. So I created a contract account 71116. So our contract account is what? 71116. Now let's go to Fury again. Refresh it. Let's see whether we can see without refresh. Assign a contract. This is what we wanted to do, right? Assign a contract account. See, 71116 is just now we created, right? Let's enter this one. Okay. So now all the errors are gone. It's our recurring fee 500. Save this one. Error calling pricing error. This is some. This is not relevant to us. Okay. Somebody is messing up the pricing procedure. Okay. Now we have created a subscription order. This is our first order. Just now we created. This is all our data, right? Let's go inside this one. So there are other things also. We need to see the other things. Let me create a new one again. what is our transaction type? GS14. Let's click on enter. So what is our sold to? Enter this sold to and enter the product. And you remember how this has come for 12 months, how we are defaulting? I hope you remembered. Okay, this is a
The
product setting that,
material master, right?
yeah, material master. That's right. Now price details are okay. Price details 500 is something we are maintaining. Now let's go and is done. There is one more important section called dates. Okay, let's go into the dates. So this date, you see contract start of contract time slice, end of contract, and the validity, the contract validity period. This we know where it is coming from. Contract validity is coming from our product, but how the dates are getting determined? Can anyone tell me where this is assigned?
The
And
transaction
we are
type
at the
level.
item level.
Item category then.
In the material
Item
master,
level.
okay.
This data, this stand on the transaction type controls the header level data, and item category controls item specific data, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go to GS14. What is our item category?
GS14 itself.
GS14, right? The same thing. So let's go into transactions. Go to transaction basic settings, transaction item categories, define item categories, click on it. Go to GS14, GS14 details. So here date profile is what there is a custom date profile that is assigned. Okay, how do we define a date profile? Here all the dates that you see are defined using your date profile. Okay, so how do we see the date profile? How do we let's see what is the date profile assigned here first. G sub item DP. It's a custom one. G sub item DP, that is a date profile that is assigned to the item category. Let's go and see what is a G sub item DP. Okay, again in the services, I'm going to basic functions. In the basic functions, you see a date management. Click on it. Here, you define date types, duration types, date rules for services, and date profile for services. So click on date profile. Okay, what is the one which we assigned to our item category?
It is some.
G sub item. This one. This one is something we assign to our date profile. Okay, now
Underscore
look at the date profile. Underscore DP, right? So look at the date profile now. How company code groups assigned to company code. This we have done. Company code. Okay, now let's look at the date profile. So a date profile contains date types. First thing is date types. So if you look at date profile, see these are all different date profiles. Okay, go to date types. Click on date types. Select the date profile and select the date types. You see list of date types. Okay. So where from the available date types we assign it to our date profile. Okay, where did we define these date types? To define a date type, and if you look at it, these are the date types, and there is something called date rules. And if you what is a flow, date types. From date types we go to date rules. Alright, we go to date rules. Now I see these are the different date rules I'm using, and these are the different date types I'm using. Okay, so open any of the date type. From profile, go to date type. contract, let's say contract start date. Okay, so if you see contract start date, can't start, and click on details, you see there is a date rule. So your date profile, date type, and date rule. It's a flow. This is the flow. So date rule is what by default it takes 2 days time. That's what our date rule says. Okay, so every date profile contains date types and date profile based on the date rule, a date type, the date gets determined. Okay, what are the different dates that gets determined? The dates are associated under the profile. These are the list of date types that gets determined based on the date rules, right? But how do we define date types and how do we define date rules? Okay, to do that, go back. See, define date types. First thing is what? We'll define date types, date rules, and then we go to date profile, create a date profile, assign different date types. Is it clear? So now let's go and see the different date types that we create. We can create a different date type, and every date type, let's associate with it as a date type is associated with a date rule. Okay, we create a different date rules, and date rules are again assigned to date types in the date profile. Now, if you look at, let's go to the date profile. So this date profile, it can be either assigned to a transaction type or it can be either assigned to an item category. Okay, so the one which we have associated with our item category is what? G sub item DP, right? And let's go into the details of it. And always remember, this is important. Okay, so bundle release date. So this is something which without this you cannot create a contract. Okay, it's always necessary. You should keep this item date type as a just remember this one. Okay, you have to remember this. So this is always remember to include this one, and other dates are okay. Okay, you can have any number of dates based on the requirements, but standard your start date, end date, time slice start and time slice end date. Those are the things that gets copied from standard. Okay, now what this is already created and associated, and let's go and save this one. Okay, let's look at one more thing. Contract end date. Okay, what is the end date? How the end date is getting determined? Click on end date. So our contract end date is contract begin plus validity period. So what is this validity period? This is the rule, right? Our rule name is what? Begin plus validity some RL is there. Okay, let's go on that. Look at the rule. This is the rule that I'm using. Okay, what is the definition of this rule? Gcon001. Let's go back and look at the definition of the rules. Go to rules. Gcon001 is a rule I'm using inside that. So where is the rule? Here it is a rule. Gcon001, right? Let's go into the rule. See, this one is a rule. This is the rule I'm using. Display the details. Component. I mean, this is the standard rule. So I'm saying contract duration. Right, I'm adding a start date with the contract duration and getting the result of it. So how the contract duration is coming? It's a standard field. So contract duration is always comes from where it comes from
Your
material master.
product.
Yeah, from product. So if you select 24, your end date will become 24 months.
Okay.
Right. So contract duration is always associated with your date profile to determine your end dates. Say your product and again the date profile is there. Yeah. Now let's create new one again. GS14. So what is my business partner? 182 is my business partner. See, there is no price unless you enter a product. There is no price because your price is associated with the product always. Okay. So what is my product? Enter the product. Okay. Now let's go. See, the contact account is associated already, right? Let's go enter one more product. I'll use the same product. 57. So my amount is 500 plus 500. So what is the total amount? 1000, right?
Correct.
And now I have two items I have created, right? Now let's save and submit this one. Okay. So what should happen? Who is messing up with pricing layer? Okay. So I saved it, right? So there is a button. If you see at the bottom, this is on the order or the we are at the order level, right? Where we are now in our flow, we are at the order level. This order, what is the final purpose of it? We have to generate an invoice to the customer, right? We are still at the order. Next step is what? From order, we should generate a contract. Okay, from order, there is a contract that gets generated. So the subsequent, the next thing is what? From order, we should generate a contract. How do we link that? When does that happen? Okay, so once we have the order which is already saved and everything looks fine, then we go and submit. Okay, you see at the bottom there is a submit button. This submit will create a contract. The submit button will create a contract. But do we have any configurations for contract now? We are only at this stage, order stage. For contract, we did not do anything yet. Okay, we'll do that also. But for if you look at right where that contract number comes in, you see there is a contract number column here. So for each and every line item that you see here, a contract gets generated. So the item data gets copied to contract. Okay, so that is the reason item data is more relevant. Okay, header data, everything we have used standard. Why we have used standard? Because the contract that you see that is getting generated is from an item of the order. That's the reason. Any customization, I mean, in every BRM application, if you see any of the BRM application, you do most of the 99% of the customization will be at the item level, not at the contract header level. Got it? That's the reason we did not do anything customization. Dates, nothing. We didn't touch any of it because the data that when a contract gets generated, that is from item only. Here now, but how do we configure? We have an order, but we need to generate a contract from it, right? How do we do that? Now the next step is what? We need to generate a contract, right? We need to generate a contract from the order. So even it's a one order frameworks. Even contract will have the same things, right? So provider contract will also have the same thing. How do we what do we need now for provider contract? What do we need now? Header and again on the provider order, header and item, right? So again, what is required here? Transaction type.
Transaction type and item category.
item category. And the next step is what? Determination, item category determination, right?
Yes.
Now let's go and create a transaction. These three things. Let's go and create. How do we do that? Go to again SPRO. Go to SPRO. Service again. Go to transactions. Define transaction types. And somebody else is 33. Is anyone
Somebody
from our team?
ours is NS4 BRM3, right?
Yeah, somebody 33. Who is that 33?
Can we kill this session?
Yeah, we can do that.
I think must have logged off.
Yes. Hmm?
It's not showing. Must have logged off then. Not showing. One more is left.
Okay, let's go and define a transaction type. Okay, so for for contract, we'll use a different. It's the same thing. Okay, I'm repeating the same thing. Whatever you have done for order, we'll go and do it for contract also. So
But then over
subscription
here, the
contract.
transaction category will be different.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
You're right.
Now it is clear. Okay.
Now, PRBC, where is it? Subscription contract document, right? So what is it? 266. Earlier we were using 265. Now we are using 266, right? Let's go and quickly do that things. Let's. What is my reference? Where is it? Okay, let me copy this one. Okay, I'll say so. Contract GC14. I'll say okay. GC14 is my contract. GC14. and similarly create an item category. Define item category. So item category, we have standard as well. We have seen the gRPC, not gRPC, PROF,
Here, OF on top.
PRCP. This one. This is for contract, subscription contract. Now let's go and copy the same. Let me use a reference of it. Okay, I'll say no, this is order. Sorry, we want contract, right? Not the order.
ZSCP is there down there.
Look at for 156 only, not 155. All 15cc, right? These are all sorry. ZSCS is there. Yeah, anyone we can copy. So I'll say this one as GC14 only. Okay, so I'll use the same naming. But this is item category, right? Subscription contract 14. So same things. I'm not changing anything. So we have created a transaction type and item category. So after doing this, we need to do what? We need to do the determination. Let's go and do the determination for item category and contract. That establishing a link. Sorry, excuse me. So how do we establish a link? Go down and copy 2 and let's GS14 is done. GSC9. Okay, copy this one. Let's copy. So what is my transaction type for GC9, GC14, right?
GC14. Yes. Should we not do that Fiori display settings?
We'll do that. We have to do that. Yeah, we'll go there.
Okay.
So GC14, right? GC14 or GS14?
Yeah, both are GC14.
GC14, okay. Again, do the same thing. GC14, GC14. Let's save this one. Now the next thing is what? Let's go and do that subscription management, subscription transaction settings. Okay, define settings for transaction types. What is my transaction type? Let's go and enter that one. Select any of it and GC14. GC14 and my target is this one. Will come to know. There is one more thing. So GS14. Okay, so this is from order to contract. I'm doing contract to order. I'm doing.
Something similar to copy control, right?
Copy control only. Yeah, there is a change order and there is something called change process. Okay, we'll see. We'll come to this part again. Only the settings to show you only. You'll understand clearly what is a transaction target and what is our source. Okay, for now, what we have to do, there is one more thing, right? From GS 14 to, so GS 14, when we submit, what should it generate?
ZC14.
GC 14, right? So earlier we left this one as GC 12. You remember? Now we are changing it to our
Yes.
configuration. So let's save this one. Go back. Now do this item category also. So what is my item category? GC14. Let's make it as GC14. And I forgot to show you one thing. Okay, let me save this one. So let's create a new order. So G14, create a G14. 182. Let's enter. And enter a product. Okay, here, do you see this quantity? Can we edit this one?
Yeah.
Is it editable? Quantity. Quantity. Can we edit this one?
No, it's
It's
gray out.
disabled, right? It's grayed out. Okay, let me do one thing. So what is my the quantity item category for item category for
That is
the item
14.
category
That is
for order is 14, right? So here, if you look at your GS14, enable quantity is disabled. Now let me enable that one. Okay, and let's go to Fury again. Click on refresh. Click on create new. Let's click on GS14. Enter. This is my sold to body. Let's enter. Enter a product. Okay. Now you see, I can change the quantity. Right.
okay.
I see only Shane talking every time. Subhan Chinmay.
So by
Is
default,
it?
the quantity will always be equal to 1.
Yeah, it's a default quantity. You can change it to any quantity.
Okay.
So my amount is now 5,000. Let's save. Sorry, let me copy this one. There is some buffer issue or price issue, standard issue that is coming. Okay, so my quantity is now 5,000. Let's submit this one. So as soon as I submit, create a new one. GS14. Center product quantity is 1. It will submit this one. Okay, let's create one more. Enter the product again. Okay, price details. Use only one price. Okay, seriously compare available. One minute, guys. Just give me some time. Okay, it seems to be a different. Calling service layer. Okay. Okay, I have done the configuration for what? Okay, let's see. There is an error. Okay, that's fine. So what we have done so far, we have done determination for contract as well, right? So contract we have created and determination also done. Okay, now the next step is what uh, we have a contract and we have an order, right? Guys, can you say yes or no? It is.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, Karthik.
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Karthik, can you hear us?
Yeah, yeah. There is
Okay.
something wrong with my network. So we have order and we have contract, right? We have order and we have contract. But how do we know? These two are different, right? I mean, this is independent and this is independent. How do we connect these two? How do we connect these two?
Is there a copy control or settings?
Yes, this is done through a copy control settings. Okay, so let's go and create a copy control. Okay, so to do a copy control, go back, go to transactions. Here, go to basic transaction settings, copy control for business transaction. Okay, click on it here. Define copy control for transaction types and define copy control for item categories. Click on it. Now, what is our order? ZS
Transaction type
14, right?
GS14.
Yeah, GS 14 to GC 14 we need to connect. Right now, let's go and connect those two. Our let's copy GS 14 to GC 14. So this is our copy control for transaction type. Now, similarly, what we have to do, we have to do the item category also, right? Do the same thing for item category. So, what is our item category at the order and item category at the contract? So it is GS14 to GC14, same thing again,
Yes,
right? Let's go on
correct.
same thing. GS14 to GC14 we need to do. GS14. So let me do the yes thing first. Okay. So there is other way also. From contract to order also we have to do. We'll do that when we configure change orders and change process. For now it is just a forward flow. We are doing only the order to contract. Okay. Now let's do this one. Go back. Now let's go to our this thing. Click on refresh the Fury screen again.
Karthik, when we were creating our transaction, there also we were in the Fury. There also we were giving that target as source over there, right?
That is subscription settings. That is also we have to do, right? We are doing the things at two places. One is at the
Okay.
transaction, one is at the subscription transaction. Two places it is required.
So
Yes.
are both mandatory, or
Yes,
if we skip,
mandatory. Mandatory. No, no,
both the
mandatory.
places?
Both.
I think we lost your voice.
I think we lost him.
Yeah, I think.
I lost my this thing network. I
Oh,
don't know.
okay.
All of a sudden
Okay.
it went down. Okay, so now we are trying to create a new order, right? Let's enter this hold to 192. You can hear me, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Are we also audible?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm entering a product now. So this is my product for a 1 year term I have entered. Let's submit this one. Why this section is coming weirdly? So let's open this order. Go back. Let me search for this order. My transaction ID. I'm searching with the order just now I created. Okay.
Hmm.
So
Karthik,
this
I
is
had a
my
question. When we defined the item category, right? That time there was one check, that enable quantity check, right? That we unchecked. Uh, but what was the
unchecked,
effect
and
of
we
that?
saw the quantity is disabled and enabled. That we saw, right? We change the quantity and we
Oh, okay. Got
we
it.
that we have done it. Maybe you missed
It
it.
gets grayed out
Yeah,
actually.
missed it, I guess.
Ha,
Okay.
yes. So now you see that there is a contract which is created, right? We have done the configurations. Whenever we submit, a contract is created. There is a standard error that we are getting. This I don't think this is anything specific to us. It's a standard service layer error. Somebody messed it up. Okay, but our contract is generated as soon as I submit it. Right, a contract number is generated. Let's click on the. So from our order, a contract is generated. Right, we just handshake. Okay, our order with a contract. So let's look at. Let's click on the. See, for at item level, a contract is generated. Right, for each and every item, we'll have a contract. This is how a subscription contract looks like. Okay, so from order we traverse to contract. Okay, at the item level, I mean, this is your header section of the subscription contract, but we only deal with the contract which is item 10. Right, this is the contract that generated. And there are few things that you need to know. On a contract, the amount that what is our amount? $500 is a recurring fee, and this is our BP, and this is our product. Everything is there, and our contract start date is 12/5, and end date is it's a 1 year term, so 25. Everything has come up here, right? And quantity, you see quantity here, but it is technically active. What is the status of it? The technically active? It is no. So that means the contract is not active yet. It is still it is not in use. Technically, it is not in use. It is not active. Even though a contract is created, but it is not active. Okay. If you look at there is something called processes. We'll go with this change processes and contract history. History tells us what are the different things that we have done on the contract. Right now, there is only one order. This is our order from which we created a contract. Right? There is only one history. Let's look at the system status of it. Status tells us what are the different things that we have done. And dates, the item dates again, not the header dates. These are the item dates. Okay. And contract account, the contract account that we have. So it's a different data that we have. Contract account, parties involved, what are the different parties. We haven't seen the parties involved yet. We'll see that also. Subscription specific data, contract number, you see. The billing cycle we have to see. So most of the data that is that got copied. Okay, so there is something called fulfillment section, fulfillment status of it. We'll see this. We'll see this again. A contract is generated, though, but it is not active. It is still inactive status. Okay, now from order to what is the link enable now? So we have to look at few of the other things at the order level. Shit. Guys, I have to again, my this thing is lost. It may get disconnected anytime.
Okay.
So should we stop or it's lost again? Network.
I think if we are getting disconnected, then I think we better stop, right, for the moment. Once it
Yeah,
stabilizes, then whatever.
it's getting disconnected again. It will go. It will go at any time.
I had just one
So
question before we end.
yes, yeah.
Why do we have a now we from a provider order we made a provider contract? Can we not directly create a provider contract, or is there a
If you want
specific
to
reason
make
why we have to?
yes, there is a reason. Okay, you are a customer. You went to Geo Store. Let's say Geo Store. Okay, if they give you directly $1,000 plan, will you? I mean, $1,000, 1,000 rupees plan. Will you accept or you'll look for a different things?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
contract is something is agreed and you are going to pay. Order is not
Yes.
something you agreed. You are still looking for it, right? So order, you need to have an order. Otherwise, you cannot directly customer the they cannot they cannot force you to take a service, right? We'll have an option to choose a service.
Okay.
Contract is something. Okay, I'm agreeing. Okay, customer has to pay this price, not the order.
Okay. Similar to the quotation, basically. A quotation, from
The
quotation also we
quotation,
can
yeah, quotation also same. So what? How a
Okay.
sales process starts? I mean, there is an inquiry, there is a lead. They create a proposal. From proposal, the quotation. Until quotation is accepted and a sales order is created, customer is not responsible, right?
Yes. Correct. Correct.
Right. So in the quotation, you can
Yes.
change any number of times. Quote is something that is agreed from the company point of view, not from customer point of view. Once the quote is
Correct.
accepted and the sales order is created, that's when customer is going to pay. That's an agreement between customer. Customer agreed to it. So similarly, order is not something customer agreed to it. Contract, when a contract is created, that means a service is offered to the customer and is going to pay the amount to the company.
Okay. Then we saw those quotations, right? This quotation types of subscription quotations, they come in which place over here?
Not subscription quotation, it's a solution quotation, which is generic term. We use it. Solution quotation. Quotation has a different purpose, right? It can have physical. I mean, for us, in our for BRM, we need any. Are we dealing with any tangible? We are not dealing with any tangible products. We are only dealing with subscription-based products. So it is not required
Okay.
for us to use quotation. It's not mandatory or not necessary. I mean, we don't need it actually. We are using a tangible product or service products to use it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, actually, the scenario comes like, okay, suppose you go for a subscription for Geo, for example, and they give us a handset along with a plan. We
Ah,
buy both.
then you create a quotation.
Yeah.
Either
So
you can create
that,
a sales order independently or a provider order independently, or you can create a quotation. From
huh.
quotation, you can create a sales order separately and a subscription contract separately.
Yeah, that is the scenario that we also have at our office company also, where we go for, a
Then,
cloud-based solution.
see, it's up to us. You can directly create a sales order and you can directly create a provider order, right?
Huh.
But quotation is a good thing, good way of, it's a good design.
Okay. So, later stage, would you be also showing us that process also of creation of quotation and going forward with that?
And we will see. I mean, if the time permits, I'll show you, but not end-to-end configurations, but I'll guide you on that for sure.
Okay.
I'll show you how to configure, where to configure. You
Yeah.
can try. I mean, you'll be having you'll get that capability. You can try. If you can't, we'll see. I'll show you.
Yeah, yeah. At least the process flow, how it happens, maybe we can try the configuration ourselves. But what leads to what, at least you can tell, guide us the process by, like maybe, for example, from
Yeah, yeah.
provider order, we can get a quotation, something like that. Yeah.
That I can do. Yes.
Yeah, because ultimately when it goes to our RAR, okay, that is when we need to have both your event based as well as a periodic based you know
Okay.
items.
Yeah.
So that's which is why this scenario for us is important.
Yeah. Definitely. We can take it. Definitely look at that. I'll definitely guide you on
If
that.
the
Yeah.
configuration is similar to what we have done, then we can also try it out ourselves. Just that we
It is
need
similar.
guidance, like
You can try. You can try. It is similar, I would say. You
okay.
try. If you don't get it, I'll definitely help you with that.
Yeah. But then the flow will be again from provider order. Say from provider order, we create both, right? Quotation as well as your contract.
Simple. You can directly route it to contract, or you can go via order also from quotation.
Okay.
No,
Our
so
contract is
provider,
basically for subscription items.
I think
Huh.
it's quotation, order, and then contract.
We can directly create a contract also from quotation. It's a
Okay.
how I mean how it is. From order, we can use order also. We can use contract also.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, your contract will not have tangible items. It will only have non-tangible items. Your contract. That's what I'm saying, right?
Subscription contract. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Subscription contract will only have non-tangible items. However, your order or your quotation can have both tangible as well as subscription.
Yes. That's right.
Mm.
Okay. So when it splits,
So
then system then
tangible always go to sales order route, right? Your physical products always go to your sales order route, because you have a shipping and logistics associated with it, right? The PGA is associated with it.
okay.
Only sales order supports the subscription.
Okay, so what you're suggesting is if you have a scenario like the one we said, handset as well as plan, then for handset we need to go. We should ideally use SD route, whereas for subscription plan we should use this thing. But then problem is then
Order,
when they have a
contract route, subscription contract route,
contract. But then
not
if they
sales
are
order route.
having a category developed, like a telecom company has a category, and they are going to give all these things in a contract under a contract category. uh, Even then we can go for either for half SD and half through brim.
Yeah, that is how we have to. So all
Okay.
your tangible products go to sales order route, which is SD, and the subscription products go to the subscription contract route, which is CI.
Mhm.
So you do your SD billing and invoicing, and
So,
for subscriptions we do the billing and invoicing in convergent invoicing. In CI we do that. You have two different routes, right? So for physical products, you are going to create a sales order. For subscription products, you are going
Okay.
to create a subscription order. They are going in two
Okay.
different routes. How do you generate a subscription order and sales order? That is from your quotation. From quotation, you are directing your line items to physical line items to sales order route, and the subscription orders to provider order route.
Oh, so
so
this
in the
quotation
copy
what you
control, like basically routing in the sense, then we are setting up some copy control, like the solution
Copy
quotation.
control. Yeah, transaction type, the determination of transaction types, determination of your item categories, copy controls, all those
Okay.
things you need to do
From
differently.
solution
I
quotation
mean,
to sales order and solution quotation
sales
to
order.
subscription order based on the item category. Is that so?
but solution quotation to sales order will be the copy control at under service. It will not support, right? It will have to go for our SD copy control, no, in that case.
I think we lost Karthik.
Yeah, we've lost Karthik.
Shane, so shall we request for this server access to Ruchika?
Yes. Actually, I wanted to speak with you here. Should I call you? We connect on offline?
Sure, sure.
Okay. So are we going to have a session continued now, or how is it like? Is Shub also there online? Shub? Shub has Shub left. Sure.
No, I'm here only.
Acha, acha. I think Karthik has got disconnected because of network. So
Mm.
what is it like? Are we meeting up at 9 o'clock again India time, or I don't know?
Let's give 2-3 minutes. Let's see.
Hmm.
And how about these recordings? Half of the time I was asleep today, so it's like morning 6:30. So, but yeah,
Wow,
how about the
you
recording?
for you
Well,
6:30. I wake up. I take the RR at 5 o'clock in the morning,
yeah,
and that too,
when weekend,
that too every day I take it. Then go
yeah,
to office also.
weekday is fine. Weekend, yesterday I slept at like what 1:30 something.
Oh. No, that we'll have to plan till the classes are going on. We will have to plan our sleep management. We'll have to do. I also
Yeah.
on weekdays sleep at 10:30 or max 11 o'clock, and
Hmm.
keep my alarm for morning 4:30. So wake up at 4:30 and then
Take
attend
the class.
at five
Okay.
o'clock. Ah,
Hey, yeah. But how about this recording? How can we get the? Are we recording this now or what?
no, this has been recorded right by Karthik. So he will
But
be
when he
sharing it
joined
with
again,
the.
but he joined again. That time, do we have to? Does he has to like press the record button again or what? Because see, now he has left. Once he join again, will it still continue the recording or will he have to record again?
No, no. Once he has left, I think he has to again click on recording. So that part, whether he is recorded or not, I am not sure. The second part.
No,
No,
no.
no, we are in similar section, right? So recording will still be going on.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, correct. We haven't
Recording.
left out, right? We are in the same session. Correct, correct, correct.
Yeah. How can we get the
No, I think Shubh
recording?
is correct. That I think we'll have to talk to Ruchika and ask her. If she gives it
So,
to us, we'll have to
on
take it.
whose system is this getting recorded? I suppose Karthik, right? Karthik must have started, na, the recording.
Yes, 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 yes.
So let's ask Karthik right now, right away, right, to email us.
So it is, I think, Ruchika,
He's
she
not.
is sharing that means she will be sharing you the recording link.
But she didn't even share the first one yet, right?
You have to keep on persistently ask her. Means it's the same with me. I called her multiple times,
So you
and then
got the
only she is
recording then,
sharing it.
previous recordings? Did you get the
I
previous
got for
recording?
the first one, the basic one I got. After that, we 2 days or 3 days back.
Hey, if
So that I'm yet
Ruchika
to
is
get.
not acting fast, then I'll better ask Karthik right now to share this with us. What?
Hmm.
Like, I mean, she's going to vet this and she's going to put some logo or what, fancy logo or something on this recording.
I don't know actually. Means even I told, means I had a very heated argument with her. Like means every other place it is like on an automated basis, right? We can get the link
Immediate.
directly.
Our RAR guy, he gives us immediate once the training is done. Immediate within
But
10
she's
minutes is
saying that
also more. Within 5 to 10 minutes, he sends us the recording.
yeah, that is what I told her. But she's saying that it is not same here. Means there is some guy he will download and upload to server and he will send it, and it will be only weekly basis. I said weekly basis I cannot support, right? If things is happening and I'm
Correct.
very new to this, right? I need to go back and to understand I have to go back again and right. So at least make it 3 times a week if you are following
Correct.
that way. But she is saying no, I cannot do that. We will give it at least one means
No, no.
twice a week.
Hmm. No, no, let's ask Karthik only then. We'll ask Karthik that hey, it's okay. You share to Ruchika. Let Ruchika share us after a week or after a month. We don't care now. But let's Karthik share it with us then because that's anyways it's getting recorded on his system, right?
Last
This
time we
is
checked with Karthik sir, he's saying that it is being recorded at his system, but he's not accessing it. I think that is what he told. But we can check
But
again and
he will
ask
be
him.
sharing it with Ruchika also, right? So I think that can be done also.
Otherwise, uh, this session is fine now, but the next sessions onward, one of us can start sharing, start recording, and it will get recorded on one of our system, and then we can share it with all the four.
Yeah, it says only organizers can record a session over here
Yeah.
when I go on that
No.
link.
So he can give
So
us
if
the
share the
right to
rights
record.
to us.
Yeah, he can share the right.
Yes,
No.
yes, yes.
We can ask, but I highly doubt if they will let it.